So when you talk about businesses, you talk about trade, you have to keep, you have to the geopolitics politics, you have to keep an eye on it
Yeah.
because everywhere there seems to be a change of government and everybody is coming with their own ideology about what they want to achieve.
Mm.
So the trade war itself is, I don't know.
And
Africa they seem not to talk about Africa right now because
well,
it's
okay. See, when it comes to that, I think
Mhm.
we need to step back and say, okay, so where do we fit in this space? Okay, see, and I'm not saying just the government to step back and look at those things. It's business owners. Okay, business
Yes,
owners
yes,
need to step back and say,
yes.
where do we where do we fit? In fact, they should be the first people to do that, and then they can see where their businesses are being affected.
Hmm.
Okay, so that they
Hmm.
can recommend policy changes to the government. Okay, and
Hmm.
not
Yes.
allow the government to just scratch their heads and propose something. Okay, the business owners need to start it and tell the government these are the places where these changes affect us, and these are the things we need you to do for us. Okay, so because I don't see. See, I don't like to I don't like to say things I don't know. I don't know the relationships of large businesses in Nigeria or Africa to our governments. I don't know how they relate. So I don't know. But I think
Uh, you know, the government is just supposed to create an enabling environment
yes,
where business is concerned, and you find out that the more um, business owners themselves now basically if you find out that most countries are de-globalizing, so to say.
yes,
So everybody's trying to localize their supply chain.
yeah, mm-hmm,
And sometimes some things we need to question ourselves. Like, I had a conversation with a friend of mine, he's a farmer. So I asked him, why do we keep importing when we have this arable land? He told me that uh, uh, the farmers themselves are not innovating. They are not innovating because he doesn't see any reason why we should have importation of food itself in itself. Sometimes there are some things that beg for answers. The government is everybody's trying to discourage importation in their country. Virtually, that's why America is really slamming, they are going up with the trade tariff and they are trying to create, sometimes when you have this growth in businesses, you are going to create wealth, you are going to create employment for your citizens
yeah,
or, whoever is in your country. So you ask yourself, why do we have government policies in place and we are not really, the businesses themselves are not asking themselves, looking at the long term and saying, okay, yes, the government has created these environments, although it could be a bit challenging because of all these policies. But how do we innovate within this space and say, okay, let's look inward. Why can't Africans do business with each other?
mm,
Why can't we? Why can't I go from Lagos to Benin and trade, and I have a comparative advantage over the others and say, okay, I could produce this at a affordable rate. What can
mm,
you produce at this affordable rate? Why do we keep exporting raw materials, then keep bringing finished products? Why?
yeah, mm-hmm. I mean,
Recently, the cocoa cartels in Africa said, no, we can't keep exporting cocoa. Why can't they set up shop here? Why do we have to keep exporting cocoa? They bring in this finished product, and these are questions that we need to, even the business owners themselves, that need to ask themselves.
Yeah,
that
yeah. See, these things. Sorry, go on.
Why do we keep exporting raw materials? Why can't we stand? Look at what Dangote is doing, saying no. I have the refining capacity to provide the fuel consumption of what Nigerian consumers can take in a day. Then you still have some people saying, no, we want to keep importing and importing. Why? Why do we have that? Why can't we come together and form a consortium and build a refinery, set up shop like Dangote and say, okay, we are refining products as well. So we have the forces of demand and supply at play, which is price. Saying, okay, this is my pricing, this is yours. Yes, let the consumer determine where they buy their products from. So I think basically governments just need to create an enabling environment and policies, but not forgetting that there's the geopolitics at play as well. If you are planning on exporting, you should understand that where you are exporting to, they have their own policies as well. So you are bringing your products in. Why can't you, if you can really satisfy your local markets, given our population, I think sometimes it's a win-win for everyone if you can look inwards and localize your supply chain, basically stay in your market and really make sure that you address the need of the market itself. Because see,